is the camera. Hey, family. Hey, family. If you want to say something, we're going to wait a few minutes. Not so much for people to join. We're just going to kind of wait, sit down, get ourselves situated. And I just thought about it. Okay. I was going to say, is this going to be, I'll be getting so confused with these two different monitors we have. This does not cover that because this gets that. Yeah. It blows. Yeah. So I'm going to have a seat, make sure we're in frame. We're just going to kind of make sure we're in frame before we get started is all we're going to do. And yeah, we're here today because this one wants to talk. Barely can get her on here, but I'm always promising when time allows, we will do it. And so today we are doing it.
Good afternoon, family. I hope everyone is doing well today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. If you are on here watching, you've been given the opportunity yet another day to get life right. So blessings to you. And I hope you guys are enjoying the day today. Wherever you may be in the U.S.
Or
not. In this beautiful area we are in, it's very nice weather today. And we're just indoors chilling, relaxing, and just enjoying this Sunday. Me, myself, watching football. All my football heads. Yes.
Woohoo! I'm not a football head, but still, woohoo!
Yeah, exactly. So that's what Sundays for me during this time of the year is all about. It's just chilling, relaxing on a Sunday, watching football, doing absolutely nothing. And I love it because I don't sit still too often. So it is very nice to do just that, sit still and just relax.
So again, we're not necessarily waiting for people to join. We're just trying to get in some things together. We're going to try to monitor the chat. I suggested not, since it's going to be like a serious kind of topic, a discussion that we're going to be listening to today. Smooch going over a personal story. I wasn't going to pay attention to the chat, but she had an idea. So I want to, before we get started, see if it works. So here, I'm on the channel. I don't know why, but I can't even go into it. I can't go into it. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. That's why I said I don't know how I can go into my own.
Yeah. I guess not then.
We should be okay. If you happen to see anything over here pops up, just let me know and I'll just get up and I guess try to.
But I can see it close enough that I can.
Okay, you can even see. Can you read what I have in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I can.
So we're gonna get started. This is gonna be again. I've been promising you guys that at some point Smooch was gonna come on, and she wanted to talk about a personal story, and so. It's not gonna be me running my mouth like usual. Not a lot. I'm gonna say a little bit and I'm gonna fall back. Am I in frame okay?
Yes, you are.
I feel like I need to be in some more, but I am. Okay. Mm-hmm. Not a lot. I won't be here doing a lot of running my mouth. I'm gonna get it started as always. Gonna pop it off, get it started, and then we're just gonna kind of sit back. I know it was about a year ago when I started my channel, and it's just been seriously over a year ago I started the channel. And Smooch knew the idea of the channel was consistency. I hope y'all didn't hear that. No. She knew the idea of the channel was cooking up conversations. She knew that she would be the cooking portion of the channel. I was going to be the run my mouth conversation part of the channel. And at some point we would come together and just pick a topic and do conversations. So one day she came to me and she said, and I may be talking fast, let me slow down, that her cooking, because she can cook really well. And then on that day when we decided to do a cooking up conversation topic, she would cook a meal and we would sit down, break, and we would have some type of conversation, whatever topic we would pull from the top of our heads. And one day she came to me and she said, this hair journey that I'm on, I think one day I may want to talk about it on the channel. And I was like, really? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right then. Not that I was shocked about her talking about her journey. Just she's not a social media person at all. So when you guys see her on here, woo, raise the roof. It's a lot to get her over here. Just not her thing. And so that it was more that like, oh, you're going to get on film. You're going to alive or get on a film and let me video. We'll have a conversation. She said, yeah. Again, that's been a year. Take note, been a year. So time hasn't allowed just a lot of different things. And so me trying to get heavier in more lives, more vlogging, it was a time. And she said, Sunday's my day. That's my football day. But I'm going to give the family, give the channel time on a Sunday. Just let's pick a Sunday and I'll go into it. So here we are. But I do want to ask this hair loss journey that you've been on. What made you want to talk about it? Like what made you comfortable to even come to me and say, one day I think I want to talk about it on the channel?
What made me comfortable? Mainly because I know, first of all, how personal it is. I know how detrimental it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I know how emotional it can be for us as women going through something as serious, losing your hair.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many reasons behind it. Outside of most people think cancer, and there's so many more reasons that me, myself, even personally didn't quite realize or understand. So as I've gone through the journey, I realized, gosh, I would love to talk about it because I've been on this journey for a very long time. And if I can tap into one person to help them feel more comfortable with it, whichever way they decide to go, they decide to go with shaving or, whatever it is, just, okay. It's always great to realize and understand that I'm not by myself.
Not alone.
Not
exactly.
alone. And so that make a world of difference. It took me a long time to even get to where I want to talk about it.
That was my next question. Yeah. My next question was, on this journey and leading up to you being comfortable talking about it, did you have any moments of being uncomfortable, subconscious about the fact that you weren't bald, you hadn't lost all your hair, you were just thinning on the crown? Were you uncomfortable with that at some points?
Oh yes, I was. I was very uncomfortable. And I'm sure just as uncomfortable as any woman
right
would be, because it's just, we're supposed to have a head full of hair.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
And just, I've always had a head full of hair. So I was uncomfortable because it was just like that embarrassing that I'm a woman. I'm supposed to have hair. Okay, if I hold my head down, someone's going to see that thinning. And so it wasn't something I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. I never had those moments like, oh, okay, whatever. You said. No, that was never the case. So yeah, I've been very uncomfortable.
So then my next question to you is, because after this question, somebody's on?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to let you pop on and tell your story. But my next question is, have you found, since we know you were uncomfortable when you were dealing with the female pattern baldness, which is you have a certain type of it, and it's called CCCA.
Yes.
The word is very difficult. I'm not going to try to say it. Don't know if she's going to be brave enough to say it.
I cannot. I've tried for the life of me to try to pronounce each part of that CCC. All I got is the alopecia part that I can actually pronounce.
Right. So doing that, have you found any support groups? Have you found other women that have inspired you or made you feel comfortable with losing your hair to a certain form of alopecia? Have you found some support groups, any particular women?
Yes, I tell you what, that's the one beautiful part, which are many beautiful parts about social media, and that's in this era, is that no matter what you're going through, there's a support group, and I love it. One of the support groups that I have that I've been following, it was not a support group.
Hey, thanks for popping in. Appreciate you saying hey, bro.
This one young lady is called BaLD, BaLDARE, and she's a young lady. She started her whole company. She's CEO and everything. I can't think of her name right now, unfortunately. BaLDs, BaLDCon. They do this whole big event every year, and
it's all females
in Atlanta, and it's so nice to see all my bald sisters getting together, and you're dressing up, and just all in support of each other,
having a blast. She showed me a couple of videos,
and I'm going to attend one of the events one year. Hopefully, if the cards line up to this in 2026 to go to it, and it's another one I can't remember. I know there's in September that I looked into, but yes, there's a lot. I just love it. I really do, because us as Black women, our hair has been everything. As always, that's what you're taught from from the first time that you start anyone do anything to your hair,
Mhm.
as to your hair.
Mhm.
And so when your hair starts running away from you, no longer wants to be held, you're like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, you try to hold on to it. At some point, you get to that, let it go.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I did find it. I'm not sure if I can put it on camera to where you guys can see it. This is the CCCA, Centrifugal Cicatricial Fascial Alopecia. That's why neither one of us wanted to try to say it. That is the CCCA alopecia. That is the form of female. And I chose to put up here just in case somebody's popping in. They're like, they're not showing anything. They're not physically doing anything. What are they talking about? That's why I got my little makeshift place card here to say most people are familiar with female pattern baldness. That's the term most people are familiar with, not the CCCA. Not so much you're not common, it's hard to say. So, but that's what it is, the form of alopecia that she had. That she did a dermatologist?
Yes, about I'm gonna say about a little less than 20 years ago. I used to have locks, and my locks were thinning even more, like in the crown,
Mm-hmm.
and then on this side. So I went to the dermatologist, and it was a black dermatologist here in our area. And he did the whole scalp thing. He told me what I had.
Mm-hmm.
The part that I did not like was
his recommendation.
He didn't educate me on what it was. His thing was cut your locks off. You black women, you wear these box braids, you do all this stuff to your hair, and it does this. But he never told me like what I can do to if it was reversible or what.
And it wasn't even about box braids and that for you. It wasn't about that.
No, it was not. I feel like mine, a lot of the CCCA, if you read up on, a lot of times talks about having relaxers, wearing your braids too tight, different hairstyles and everything like that, or it could be something as much as being hereditary. Mm-hmm. I feel like mine is more or less more hereditary than it was styles that I wore in my younger age, when I was younger.
That brings me to my last question. And my last question is going to allow me to sit back and let you just go on.
Okay.
That was my last question to you. Where did your journey start? Was it, because I know, but for the viewers, for the people watching, I know that it started from childhood.
Yes.
Something happened during your childhood. So I would like it if you would, for the channel, for the viewers, for the family members, to start there. So that way they know that it wasn't about, oh, she wore braids, or she just mentioned she wore locks. That's what she did, it to herself. So it started as a child. If you'll start there, we'll just kind of go back and let you start your journey. Let us know like, what happened as a child. What did your mom notice? What happened? What treatment? What medication? What happened?
I want to say I was about maybe 7 or 8 years old, if I was even that old. But I remember I think 7, 8. Anyway, I remember getting a few bumps in my head, and they turned to sores. And I remember my mom taking me to the dermatologist, and the dermatologist saying, I don't remember what he called it. Yes. Yeah. I just remember him telling my mom that she was going to wash shampoo my hair every day and apply this cream to my hair.
Like a medication?
Like a medication cream, yes. I remember the shampoo was called Physoderm. And that's oh, wow. Yeah, I remember Physoderm. And so my mom had to shampoo my hair, and it was nothing that was oral. Everything that I was given was topical, which was she put on my scalp, and it cleared up. I think one of the things he did tell her was no longer, when she does my ponytails, don't use a rubber band, because the rubber bands, the pulling of it would cause inflammation. That's why I say I feel like mine was hereditary, because I'm a child. What's going to inflame my scalp unless I got something going on internally or hereditary. And so it cleared up, and I never had another issue with it once it cleared up. Of course, like as I got older, I've had relaxers. Then my next phase of my hair was when I got to junior high. I had a Jerry curl. I was in a Jerry curl. Jerry curl too. Yes, I was in that Jerry curl era, because I was big into sports, and we all know trying to have a relaxer in sports, it just didn't work for me, to sweat it and everything like that. So I had a Jerry curl. Actually, I don't think I got my first relaxer until, I think my early 20s, because I had a Jerry curl. And then after that, I finally started getting relaxers, but I didn't even wear relaxers very long. Maybe the short period of time of having a Jerry curl, or maybe having a relaxer, maybe that did something, but I'm still gonna take it back to when I was like 7 or 8 years old with that whole scalp issue that I had as a child.
How long did that last? Like, you call it lasting from like, let's say age 7 to 10? Do you remember?
No, it
Not that long.
No,
Okay.
I'm talking about it maybe last maybe a couple of months.
Okay, so not very long.
Because once it started to clear up, and that was
it seemed as though that ended it.
Yes, the only issue what behind it was the medication and the type of shampoo that I was having was a medicated shampoo. It started drying my scalp out.
Got it.
So it's like, having always back then put that bergamot grease or that cloud oil grease on my scalp pretty much every day. But as I got older and I started doing different things on my hair, I never had another outbreak, no sore fest or anything like that.
Okay.
So
very early on, there was a scalp condition that just was really kind of was a big question mark.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, I know my mom not going to remember. I'm sure there was a name to it then.
Exactly.
But I know she's not going to remember. I definitely do not remember. I just remember going to the dermatologist.
Yeah.
And as a matter, I remember his name, Dr. Cox. I don't know.
And nothing, nobody probably told you to look for this to be a ongoing issue or lifetime issue, or when you hit your 30s or 40s, you might have alopecia, nothing like that. So again, it seemed as though it was the end of that era with that scalp condition.
Exactly. And so, of course, I just, went through life. My hair, I never wore braids. I guess I went from a curl to wearing a relaxer for a little while. And right when I turned right before I turned 30, I cut my perm out and started going natural. And I started my lock journey right after I turned 30. So in my 30s, I started I started my lock journey. So I wore locks. In the meantime, I still noticed that my hair was starting to thin a little bit more.
So as early as your 30s is when you saw, So between the childhood scalp condition and 30, your scalp seemed very normal, very healthy and normal.
Yes.
Interesting. So around 30 is when you started to know. That's early.
I would say like my mid-30s. I had my locks. I'm going to say like 35.
Okay.
That I noticed like right here in the crown.
Thinning.
Yes. And so then it started right here. And it was one of those things that as the years went, it started coming over here. It was just like it sometimes it would be like itchy, my scalp. Every now and then I would get like a little bump, like it would be tender. And I would like pull my locks apart, like it's like a red bump would be tender. Or
so it seemed to be irritated again for some reason.
For some reason, yes. Which was why I did go to the dermatologist for that reason right there, because I was starting to have irritation. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, because with locks, you don't generally put different chemicals and things in locks. Locks is easy. Locks, you just put on your little stuff, then retwist it, and you go on. You shampoo, you condition it. You're not using all the different things you use when you have a relaxer. You're not using all these different sprays, and so that's quite interesting. And it's good that you did go to the dermatologist. That makes sense.
And so I was not one of those people. When I had my locks, I didn't always like get my locks to take, maintenance. I liked them when they grew. I like having just the new growth. The new growth, yes. I just like that better.
Right.
And one of the I realized why I like it also because I had the new growth. It hid where I was starting to thin.
Oh, that makes sense
as well. So
because it gets puffy. New growth, even though you have, I know she has really nice texture hair. It's a grow out. It's the grow out of the hair. So I see that grow out covering the thinning part. That makes sense.
Yes. So that was that. And then right when he told me, the dermatologist said to me, "Oh, you got to cut your hair." I'm like, cut my hair. I'm like,
okay, no other options.
Cutting my hair, is it going to stop the thinning? Is it going to, is it going?
Yeah. There wasn't an answer, solution.
There was no answer. There was no solution. And I'm like, cutting my hair. Now, you can't tell a Black woman who got locks past, I don't care if she don't have locks, period, cut your hair. It's like, you didn't say go get a haircut. You said cut my, I'm like, huh?
And he said it as in cut it all off. Not go get a stylish haircut. Go get an asymmetrical bob. He was like, cut it all off.
He was saying cut the locks.
Cut the locks.
Yeah, he made it to me. He made it seem like the weight of my locks
was
causing my hair to thin and pull. So I'm like, okay, now, it took me from the time he told me that, maybe 5 years, that I decided, okay, I'm going to go and cut them. That's when I came
around.
Yes, exactly. And I remember that day. I had just turned 40 that in November, and it was the top of the following year. So I was just turned 40. So we said like February of the next year.
Right, because I remember meeting you.
Mm-hmm.
You had the locks.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. I remember the thinning,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember, like, y'all don't really know this about me, but anyway, I'm a licensed stylist. I hate doing hair, so I'm really not a licensed stylist. And so I've always said one of the things I don't like doing. I never did like doing our hair. We have difficult hair to do. So if you have a career that you don't really love or like, whatever. So I remember one day she asked me to style her hair, just style it. I'm looking like, sweetheart, that ain't really what I do. I mean, I'll try, but I was upfront. I don't really do that, but I'll try. And I remember the struggle of trying to style it and not let your thinning spot up top. I was like, oh yeah, it's a struggle for me because I don't like doing her hair. And then it was more of a struggle because she had the thinning going on. So I remember that. And I was like, yeah, it didn't turn out good. It looked like a 2 or 3 year old tried to style her hair. So that was my not so great skills, and the fact that you were already thinning in the top, the balding.
And then not only that, it was not just here, it was starting to come. My thinning was going from here to over here.
Yeah, really.
So even if you go back and look at some of our first lives that I was on here, right here, my hair was, it was like, if you couldn't always say, but like maybe to here, it was gone. Mm-hmm. It was slick, it was gone. It was slick. And so that was another thing that I had to educate myself on, Mr. Dermatologist, that it was slick, which means that it was scarred, which means that there was no hair follicle. It's the hair follicle is covered, it's damaged.
Yeah, damaged, dead, gone.
CCCA, there is no cure for it. It's not reversible. I don't care if what you try. What's it called? Amaxidol. The
never heard of it.
It's for when men try to grow their hair back. I can't remember. Take it by they put on your scalp. I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
There is no. I don't care what you take. You can steroid injections in your scalp. It can slow it down, but there is no reversing it.
So there's some forms of alopecia that is reversible, to your knowledge. We're not professionals. We don't claim to be giving any medical advice, alopecia advice, just her story, her journey. But to your knowledge, is there any forms of it that is reversible?
To the best of my knowledge, I'm going to say no, because one thing about alopecia is certain forms of it, of course, is it attacks autoimmune deficiency. So your body attacks the follicles. And so even if you do a hair transplant, guess what? It's still the same. You're taking your hair follicle back here now, and now you're trying to cover up. It's still, you may risk the chance of it's still attacking even that new. It's still the same hair follicle. So,
and I will add to that real quick, because again, I'm no longer, I gave my license up just a couple of years ago. I'm no longer in the field of cosmetology doing hair. But one thing I learned, and I'll never forget, when the hair follicle, as she's talking about, is scarred or damaged, I call it dead. And I like to say it's dead because, like a life, like a you and the I and a me and a y'all, once something is dead, you tell me what day you can bring it back to life. That's the best analogy, the best example I can give. Once it's dead, there's no bringing it back to life. And so a lot of people will try to sell you products. They'll try to tell you different things about how to restore and how to grow. And neither of us are saying it's not possible, because you see people that have their before and their afters and how they were thinning. They have a bald spot, and then 6 months of using your product, their hair grows back. That's why I was asking the question, to your knowledge. Is it possible hair can grow back from a thinning or whatever? I would say it's possible somewhere, because people have shown proof. Yeah. I'm not going to argue somebody else's truth and somebody else's proof of a story, but maybe their follicles aren't dead. No. That's why. If they're dead, they're dead. And I don't care about anybody trying to sell you a product. I won't say a medical treatment, because I'm not a doctor. I don't know about that. But typical products don't restore death like nothing else in life can restore a life. Just want to say that.
But and to piggyback off what you're saying also, when you talk about alopecia and the body attacking the follicle, now it's almost like anything. If the body's not attacking, if you're not in a flare up, the hair can come back because it's not damaged.
It's not dead.
That's why you hear people, a lot of times you see on social media, some people alopecia hair, it'll fall out and then it'll come back. Or so you go.
It's not dead.
Yeah, you go through that battle like, okay, it'll come. It's not dead. Whereas my follicles were dead.
Oh yeah.
Because the fungi part of what type of alopecia I had, the fungus, it spreads, and like I said, you can slow it down, but you can't stop
and
it.
I can attest to that. I mean, obviously, I'm always up close and personal to her. I can fit you on camera. When you look at someone that's bald, you can see the slickness. But to feel it when they have a head full of hair everywhere else and you can feel that slickness, I know as a cosmetologist that those follicles were dead and no hair growth was coming. Even that little fuzz that pops through,
Yes.
you're still not even going to get that full head of hair growth again.
No. And so even when I cut my locks and I rock different.
Oh, you skipped over the story of when you cut your locks.
When I get in one evening and she comes up to hang out with me one weekend, and I'm like, I want to cut my locks, and she was like, huh? Now, mind you, my locks were like past they were like long.
I should have put a picture up on the thumbnail.
And she's like, huh? She's like, stop playing. So I took the scissors and cut one. She was like, oh. I was like, yes. So
go for it.
Yes. So she cut them off and everything like that. So I got an afro, and I started going to my barber, and he every couple of weeks or whatever, rocking this. I've had like a lot of different faux hawk, all different types.
Dude, I was gonna say, you remember what year that was? Because you've had a plethora.
That was 2014.
So from 2014,
that was the top of 2005, March 2014, February, March 2014.
So let's say, from 14 to 24 is 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
10 years worth of style after style after style after style after style. I mean, she has rocked some styles. I think there's only probably one that I was like, yeah, but the rest of them, she has one of those faces she can do whatever. But she's done quite a bit of different styles since cutting those locks out.
And the part about it is you would have never known that in the mix and the top of all that, that it was thinning or going or whatever, because I just mastered how the different cuts, and then my barbers that I had, they, would cut the right way and everything like that. So as the years went on, of course, over those 10 years from the time I cut my locks up until now, menopause started becoming a factor. I started perimenopause like in my 30s.
That little friend Nina.
Yeah, exactly. And when I started really going to that whole perimenopause, you go through the hormone part, and that started becoming a factor as well.
Whew.
And so last year, the top of last year, I remember being cold. So I had to be like, well, it was cold for me. I was just happened to be on Facebook, and this young woman, this Black woman, popped up on about CCCA and how she can help you, deal with helping your hair grow back. And I communicated with her, and I set an appointment with her, and I went to visit her, and it was very educating. She did she got the camera out, and she put the Doppler camera on my scalp, and she you can see where my scalp was slick, and you can up close, because I'm looking at the computer screen as she's going over my scalp and everything, and she's telling me about how I can come and see her every 2 weeks. She would shampoo my hair, and how they would draw my labs and get a whole full lab workup to see if I had what imbalances I had. That was a contributing factor to my CCCA, because a lot of times also it's about what you're taking in too. As far as your CCCA goes. If it's not something hereditary, it could be your diet. It could be just again a lot of chemicals and things that we're taking in. But
did you rule that out? Because in your personal life,
I ruled that out
you eat pretty healthy.
Because you're right. I'm a very I'm not gonna say I'm not a full organic healthy person, but I don't put a bunch of garbage in
at all
for it to be affecting my hair.
She operates off of cheat days, and if you know a person that have cheat days, that means the majority of their days they're on a healthy journey, and then they decide, I think I need a little something. So once in a blue moon. And I was huge into fitness, man, like 10, 15 years. Huge.
I weighed everything, I cooked everything. I used to there were, when I was really into I would go to restaurants with my family and everything. I would bring my own food because I was so big into what I took in my body. So I really feel that what I was putting in my body was not a factor as to my hair.
That makes sense.
So, she would get back to what I was talking about. She would have this whole thing. And I'm like, okay. And I'm getting hyped because I'm like, okay, there's a possibility that it could be slowed down. Maybe I can get a little bit of growth in some areas. So as she proceeds to talk to me, she was like, it was going to be like $4,000 to $5,000. And I'm like, okay, all right. So did I entertain it? Oh, of course I did entertain it. I got home, and for like a couple of days and weeks, I looked at my finances, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can do it. And as I sat and thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. Now, she did tell me that she cannot guarantee this. So that means to me, in my mind, I'm throwing $4,000 or $5,000 out the window, and I don't throw $4,000 or $5,000.
Not if it ain't a guarantee.
Out the window is not a guarantee. Then I started thinking more about it. I'm like, it's hair. And so I communicated with her again, and she was telling me that, your options, if you don't do this, so now it's going to be either 1, wear a wig, 2, have a unit, or 3, shave it off.
And she ain't ready to wear no
And
wig.
I'm like, okay, the first 2, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to wear a unit. To all my sisters and brothers wearing units, y'all doing a darn thing.
They look good.
I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. Because I tell you what, I didn't realize how many people hair is not really the hair
that you walk by every day, and you like, oh, your hair look good.
Yes.
They done got a unit, glued, sprayed, tapered, cut down,
and
faded out.
Yes, and the barbers and the stylists will do it. Y'all,
you
doing
awesome.
a darn thing. I'm gonna give you your props.
Awesome work.
So I'm like, that's not me. That's not me at all. I am a very natural person. I'm just. It is what it is. I mean, it really is what it is. So I was like, okay, no, that's not gonna happen. So I broke off communication. I'm like, okay. So July last year, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it down as low as I've ever gone. And so I go to my barber, and he's like, what? And so
I just want to insert, even on the channel, if you've been following our channel from the beginning, if you go back, hop on our live, click the little live button. There's a few times where she was on and she had like a little small afro, like she said, natural, little fro. And then the next time you may have seen us on doing a game, we did a little silly game. You saw her lower. So that's just kind of giving you a visual. If you go back and click on our lives, we don't have a lot of them, so you ain't got to click through 100 videos. You'll see what she's talking about, little afro and then lower.
Yes. And even then, when I was rocking with the afro, I started using the hair fibers. I started using like the different, it's the dye, the touch of dye in the can. And you couldn't tell that I was balding as bad as I was. So when I decided to go down lower, July of last year, it was like how me and Dar, male, female, the male pattern baldness. I had it was bald. I had hair here, and then it thinned out really bad here. I had bald here. It was a patch of hair that sat here, and then it would thin back out again.
And when I just want to insert, I'm trying not to talk as much. I want her to tell her story. When I say that it had progressed so much, I didn't even realize it. When she talked about the fibers and the spray, she literally was doing an excellent job. She had mastered covering it up. So if you think about a guy with a fade, low cut, fade, tapered and stuff, that's how her hair was. And the part that was gone, the hair that was gone, it took her just before she went bald for me to say, let me see it raw, like getting out of the shower. And I'm like, I didn't even realize it was that bad. So she was mastering the cover up. So what she just described, the patch here, I saw her with hair and a bald spot. That was the last I recall looking at her head that up close and personal.
Yes, and it made it because I work out in the elements. And so during the summertime, it's hot, it's humid. I have, our hair, time humidity hits it lifts. And so I was always self-conscious about.
Thanks for watching. I don't want me to cut you off. I see a few people viewing. Thank you for hopping in. Whether you put something in the chat or not, I just want to say, hey, I see you and thank you.
So it's like when humidity would hit my hair, it would lift. And so then I became self-conscious about, okay, now my patches and stuff gonna show me I'm sweating in my head, or it's raining, the stuff gonna run down my face. I'm like, I'm not doing this. So,
it's embarrassing.
So for the past few months, all the summer doing work, I was kept a do-rag on and kept a hat on, just because it became comfortable for me. But I started feeling like I'm a prisoner in my own
trapped in it.
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm so tired of doing this. I'm always between trying to constantly. Now I'm trying to, what hair I do have left, I'm trying to lay it down to the front.
And I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it because it's probably common. The old men with the comb over.
Yes.
It was that in a female way of having to push it all forward, but the comb over that we tell the men, honey, let go. The comb over is not cute, just let it go.
Yes. So now I'm trying to bring my hair, what I don't have, here to here, because there is not really any hair enough to bring it. But then I had mastered enough, like she said, where I could lay it down, shampoo it, lay it down, put my do-rag on.
Had some waves and everything.
Let me put my do-rag on, and then I would put my hair fibers on, and then I would put my do-rag back on, and I would spray in, the part that was. I'm gonna tell you, I had gotten real good at it. Yeah, I had mastered it.
Was it expensive? The product you were getting?
The spray was I was using was like $6, but the can is on like maybe like 2 or 3 ounces.
So doing it right.
Yes, and I am a shampoo my hair sometimes because I was out in the elements like twice a week. And so when you are doing it, of course, it gets to be expensive because now you're constantly shampooing and reapplying it. Right. But at the same time, it was also irritating my scalp.
It was
a no-win. It's like
anything else irritating a scalp when you have a scalp condition and alopecia. So.
Yeah, so exactly. So about 5 weeks ago, I was like, I'm done. I am so done. Because for me, I knew this was going to be eventually the outcome, being bald. Mm-hmm. Whether it be this year, next year, no matter what, this was going to be my outcome. And I was okay with that. I was finally okay with that. Like, okay, it is what it is, because what I do for a living, I see people go through a whole heck of a lot more than worrying about hair.
Being in the medical field is what she's talking about.
And it's not that serious for me. It came to the point where it's not that serious. His hair, let it go. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, forget it. I had no idea what I was going to look like, but I didn't care what I was going to look like because I had accepted that hair is not something I'm going to have on my head.
Right.
And so
even though we're taught hair is everything, hair is our adornment as women. But when you're battling something and the hair has to go eventually, you have to get that mindset.
Mm-hmm. And I was tired of trying to hold on to something that no longer want to be held. No. My hair was like, girl, go ahead, because we're not trying to cuddle and all that. So I'm like, I don't care how much what you do, this is not going to happen. Yeah. So I came home. That Saturday, me and my sisters had met for dinner, and I came home and I had a conversation with her, and I told her, she has been on this past 14 plus year journey with me, and Destiny, my sisters, my mom, my family have been so supportive. No matter from the first time I cut my locks off, and when I went low last year, and I'm spraying my hair in, and I'm putting fibers in. They never, had no sideways comments like,
why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Or like, people just, family really could be the worst sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And I know along my journey that what made it even more easier for me to do because of the support. When I would go get my hair cut, sometimes my sister would go with me, and I can look in the mirror as my barber's cutting. She's looking, I can just see she's looking sad, like, man, my sister, have And so, and I would come out and the barbershop walk together. I'm like, sis, I'm okay, and I can I can feel her emotions. Mm-hmm. And
because she's seeing it, but that's your sister. She loves you. She sees it, but she don't really know what you're going through.
Exactly.
She don't really know that internal feeling that you're battling. So of course she's feeling something.
Yes. And so back to what I was saying. So 5 weeks ago, I came in and I said to her, and I was like, I'm going to go and just go bald. And we were talking everything. And I told her, like, I want you to be this journey with me. And, since you've been this whole time, these past 14 years, to shave it off for me. And so, needless to say, I didn't wait for her to shave.
Impatient. We never talk about how impatient this thing is.
I am, because when I want something, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. And
I was just like, okay, well, wait for my off day. She's like, yeah, I'm waiting on your off day. Yeah. So, and I'm like, no, you ain't.
So listen, when I came here to conversation, that was Saturday night, Saturday evening. Sunday, I was in the bathroom.
Trying to trick me. I'm just gonna go ahead and like do the first half, and you can do the the first half is all you have. You ain't got nothing up there. It ain't nothing up there. So the first half is the half. I'm looking at her head like, well, what's left for me to do? I don't see nothing left for me to do.
And the funny part about it is, I had just gotten a haircut on Friday, and I was where they call a drop fade. So all this was already bald.
Yeah, so what did it take?
So I'm like, okay, well, and I did it. And then I came out of the bathroom and I go and step into her office, and she's between working, and she was just like, she's like, okay. And of course my head is lighter than the rest of my body.
Like white.
Like white, of course. And then I sent pictures to my sisters, and oh man, their support was just like beautiful.
Yeah. And I want to just say this real quick, because it's funny, because not only was her hair, after she did the complete shave, or it wasn't even a complete shave, it was just getting all the fuzz hair off, when she stood in front of me, the light that was over her, I'm like, oh, it's amazing. It looks like you colored it. It had like this deep gold bronze color to it. I'm like, oh, too bad. And I'm like, well, honey, we know we can't put no color up there on top of it, but it just looked, so it was really neat that it looked like for like the first week she had color, like a low haircut with color on it. That's how different the skin complexion was.
And so my sisters are like, they sending me back, like they're crying and everything like that. And when I didn't cry at all. I didn't cry until I got in the shower.
2 nights later?
2 nights later. Mm-hmm. Well, yes, 2 nights later, after I shaved it off, that I was like, wow, I can get in the shower and I don't have to worry about shampooing. I don't have to worry about the moisture, the humidity causing my hair to lift. I got to try to lay it back down, or I got to now shampoo because it has frizzed up.
And what you're shampooing is now your head.
Exactly.
It's not even fuzz. It's your head.
It's your head. And so I was like, wow, that was my moment of feeling free and released, like I had just been released from prison after being in it for 50 plus years. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, okay. And I've embraced it. I love it. It doesn't change who I am. It just is the end of the journey for me and having hair. I have my own routine, and I'm a very meticulous person. I shave my head, if not every day, every other day. I have my routine. I tried electrical razors, but they don't get as clean. The one that I've tried that I prefer. So I have, found the disposable razor that I like. I have my shaving cream, and I laugh because it's the same kind my dad used to use back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And I shave. Once I got in the shower, I pat dry it and everything. I spray my witch hazel all over my head and my face, and no bumps, thank God. And that's my routine. I would not change anything about my journey because I can't change anything about my journey. My journey is my journey when it comes to my hair, because I feel like there's something that I did wrong to have the condition that I have. I'm just really telling my story because there are a lot of us out there, and I see it, I love it, that for women to be bold, bald, beautiful, bodacious, and to rock it, and to look good. And I am not a cocky person. I'm not a conceited person. I'm just a very confident person in my walk of my life.
Very comfortable.
And very comfortable because I have no reason not to be.
That's it.
And that's just how I've always been taught and raised. Mm-hmm. I don't walk with my head down or be ashamed about anything about me.
That's true.
Appearance-wise, I am one of those people that I'm going to encourage. If you are someone that's going through anything, whether it be alopecia, whatever, find the highlight part of it. Mm-hmm. I said this to you last Saturday before we went to dinner for my birthday. I said to you, it got to a point also, I'm talking about hair. I see someone every day who goes to something a whole heck of a lot more serious than hair.
Yeah.
Days that, like I said, where she struggled just to even get a full balanced meal, where my greed behind over here knocking out food left and right, and she's just like, I just want to get something to drink.
Let me get something to drink.
Yes, and so you start to realize that there are more things important going on, even in your own life, let alone your loved ones around you, that's more important than hair. So that's my journey. Here I am.
And before you wrap up your journey, I'm going to just insert mine real quick. She's not on here a lot because our schedules really don't align. And so we don't get a chance to have a lot of conversations that may fall in our hearts to have. So I did not know she was interested in going bald at all. Just as she didn't know I was interested in going bald at all. So quickly, I'll just insert that about 2 weeks before she told me, I made a decision to do the same thing. And it's interesting that she's mentioned, like, when you think of bald, you think of cancer. When you see someone that's bald, you just associate it with cancer. A lot of us do, not everybody. And that's not always the case. And she knows a woman that she follows on, I think, Facebook or YouTube, one of them, that she just chose to go bald. Some people just think it's sexy. They think it's a look. Some women are sick of hair. You're 30, 40, 50 years old, and you've been dealing with hair all your life. You're like, yeah, you know what? A lot of people go low for that reason. A lot of people go natural for that reason. Real quick, my journey is If anyone's offended, I don't care because it's not your story, it's my story.
Mhm.
I have that type of hair that we don't like to call nappy. That's the type of hair I've had all my life. I have that extra kinky hair, that 4C type hair. I have that what I used to call growing up, that CooKiN hair. If anybody's offended, I'm not here to offend you. I'm talking about my story. So I have that hair that's very hard to manage. Very hard to manage. Can't get a comb in it, can't get a comb through it. Right. And so for years I battled that. As a little girl, I hate to get my hair wet. I'm not getting in the pool because my hair was always down my back. If I ever do a video on my hair, I'll insert a picture. My hair was always at least at my bra strap. Get in the pool. Okay, stuff the not enough to here. I hated it. So I've gone low, and I've said it in a few videos recently. So most of you are probably wondering what's under those head wraps. I've already told the secret. Nothing. It's like a one all over. But the same day she decided to go bald, because I had been thinking about it, not to do it long term, just to see. I wanted to see what I would look like if I ever decided to just get rid of the one all over. And so I did it, I think 2 days after her. I was at my stylist to do different things. I play around with different units, and I did it and came back. She didn't know. So she was in there. We were still talking about her hair because hers was still fresh. We was looking at stuff, and I had took my wrap off, and she just kind of looked at me, and we took a couple of pictures or whatever, laughed about it. But that was my reason. I hate my hair. I literally hate my hair. The texture of it. It's what Black women don't like to say, nappy. I have that. I don't know why we don't say it, because some of us have that texture hair. It is what it is. So I definitely got rid of mine for that reason. But again, I'll probably stick to very low because the bald isn't me. I'm not going to just walk. It's a lot of work. I don't think you talk too much about that. You talk about your routine, you got it down pat, but it's a bit of work. Being bald is, if you're a person that don't want to feel that fuzz, that peach fuzz, and you want to always be slick, it takes work to do that. So I'm not about that life. So I probably keep my little one all over. I just get my little clippers and buzz all over. But again, for those of you who've watched my channel for a year or more now, I'm a one all over. You've been wondering, what does she got up under them head wraps? That's it. Just gonna get the cats out the bag. But yeah, so I did the same thing. I did go bald. And I only did it once. From mine going back in, I have some fuzz up under there, but baby, I'm just not into hair. But again, to end your journey. So that was just to say, people do it for different reasons.
Yes,
exactly. I hate the texture of my hair is why I did.
Yes, exactly. And it can be working. Like, again, I'm a very meticulous person, so I like I actually shaved this morning.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Thanks for joining and watching.
So that, which is why, like I said, I do it like even every day or every other day, because I just love it. I just love the fact to get in the shower and just, oh my God, you know.
And now remember, a minute ago in the video, she just got to say it was so weird when I got in the shower. Now it's like, okay.
You know, I just have my whole thing to get in the shower. And
it feels
oh my
good.
gosh, it really, really does. And I laugh now. I was sharing this with her the other day. I said, I laugh when I'm out in public now and I see men. I'm like, let it go.
Let it go.
If I, as a woman, can let it go. But I don't miss so quickly the thought of shampoo, the thought of, okay, I got to get my hair cut, because again, I'm very meticulous. I got to work Saturday. Okay, wait a minute, I can go see my barber before I go to work Friday morning to get my hair cut.
All that's over with.
And I am not as cool as me and my barber, became over here. I am not going to go pay him to my little hot towel shave.
All the extras.
No,
all the extras.
Absolutely not, because
you can do it at home.
Exactly. And I got my own routine. And one thing about it, that sometimes you start going to these barbershops and everything, you may end up bumps because everybody's not always that clean as
barbers. Yeah, that's true. The sanitation.
Exactly. And so no, I'm not doing that. But that's my journey. I hope I touch someone who watches this video, whether you are on the live or whether someone who's just happened to watch the replay and see it and hear my story. It's a process, and everyone will not be as comfortable as I have been. And everyone may say, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Your journey is your journey. Your story is your story. Your route is your route. As long as you love who you are, and as long as you don't give up what anyone thinks, do you, because I'm going to do me. I have one chance to live my life, and I'm going to live it to the fullest, and I'm going to live it to what's going to make me
what
happy.
Makes you happy.
So again, I appreciate, the love, the support. We went to dinner last Saturday for my birthday, and that's the first time that she posted me being bald, and I love the comments that people, sent, and I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, because I know that us as women, but just people, we're just always want to knock each other down. And to me, that is so wrong on every level. If you don't like the way someone looks, then keep it to
Keep
yourself.
it moving.
You don't have to put it out there, because if you're not going to be uplifting, then keep your mouth closed. And
especially as adults, we get children do the immature, ignorant stuff, but as adults, like this is a bold. Gotta say bold first. It took a bold move to go bald as a female, but a bold, beautiful woman, regardless. And to tear somebody down for that is just ridiculous.
Yes.
And you, again, as you say, you may not like the look, but you can still say something that's supportive and that's positive. Yeah. You know, like we say, you see somebody's child is not so cute, and you be like, oh my God, that little outfit is cute. You still say something positive, right? You ain't gonna say about how that child look because you think what you think, but just be uplifting, be positive, and don't be afraid if you're dealing with alopecia and it's something that you may have to make that decision. Just make the bold decision, because I feel like in her story, she just sat here and told, it's worse to be walking around trying to cover it up, trying to cover it up.
That takes a lot of work, and that was emotional and physical and mental, but more emotional and mental for me, because again, if I held my head down, I'm like, okay, did I, cover up enough, but can you see it?
Did somebody see it?
Yes, or I didn't want to start looking like, okay, I got a unit on, because
because it could have looked like that.
It could, and it's like, okay, wait a minute. So it started weighing on me mentally, like, oh my God, like I said, again, I work out an element and it's hot and I'm sweating, and then my head is itching because it's hot and sweating. I got stuff on my scalp,
trying to cover it up,
and now I'm walking like I got a weave, and I'm beating my head like, this is just freaking ridiculous. I mean,
and I want to add that, sometimes if you see somebody, a female with alopecia, meaning the bald spots, the female pattern baldness or whatever, if you're one of those people, and I hope if you're watching my channel, you're not, because we're about positivity and uplifting and thing over here, that sometimes you may, wonder, or you may make that comment, that negative comment, like, oh, why she don't go ahead and cut that off? That is a bold statement, because you may wonder why she don't go ahead and cut it off. That's what we're talking about today. When they make the decision to cut it off, that's the negative comment that you had. Mm-hmm. So when they do it, uplift them. Exactly. Uplift them, support it, because you walk around thinking, now why she walk around with a patches of hair in her head? Why does she don't cut it off? Mm-hmm. Some of them make the decision to cut it off. And I say be supportive, be positive, be loving, be kind.
Exactly. And again, I was in the store a few evenings ago, and I'm running in to get, I don't remember what I was going to get. And this woman, she's coming up the aisle, and I'm just I pay attention to my surroundings on the public. So I noticed that she was shorter than me, so she's looking upward. And as I'm coming out, she literally stopped in the middle of the aisle. She wasn't a sister, she was Hispanic. And she stopped and she's just looking at my head. And so I stopped and I'm looking at her. I'm trying to get her to look at my eyes. Like, okay, I see you standing here staring at me like, and
being rude, basically.
Yes, and then in Spanish, she said something to the woman that's with her, but the woman was in front of her, and made it so obvious that she was talking about me, because the woman turned her head and she looked up like directly at my head. I'm like, okay, he go to ignorance.
It couldn't have been me.
Yeah, he go to ignorance, But of course, I didn't say anything.
Right.
I just went on and did what I did.
And I'm surprised you didn't understand some of what they said, because
but she said it
portion of Spanish.
She said it. I know something was. I know it said her.
Yeah.
That part I did pick up, and then the woman turned around and looked at me. But it's in it again. I'm a very comfortable person, no matter with hair or without hair.
Right.
And so, again, you don't know a person's story. You don't know their reason for it, even if it is, as you were saying, by choice, because you don't like your hair. You still don't say anything at all. But the one website, Bald Air, I bought a T-shirt. It says "BaLD by nature," and I'm a rocker.
Oh, you should have worn it.
Yeah, and it says "BaLD by nature," and I'm just gonna, different types of gear and everything like that, because again, I comment anyone. Compliment anyone for being able to take the route that I've taken to go ahead and shave their head. So I thank y'all once again. I'm going to get back to my football day, catch a couple of games, chill, relax, and enjoy the rest of my Sunday, because tomorrow is back on the grind. Yeah. And for everyone on here, I hope you guys enjoy your holiday coming up. We're going to be enjoying the holidays with family, friends, and everything, sisters, and just enjoying
And
ourselves.
one of her sisters is hosting.
Yes.
Well, she hosts it every year. We're just all gonna join, so it's gonna be a beautiful Thanksgiving.
And so until the next time, hopefully next time I'm on here, guys, get a dish to cook, and
we're gonna do a game
or
at some point.
like
Those are the next 2 things planned.
Yes.
Y'all already know our schedules don't really align. We're trying to fit it in on Sundays. It's a relaxing day. Some people may hop on and join us. So yeah. But thanks for sharing your story. I appreciate you. It's been a year in the making, but you finally made it. And I appreciate you taking out time on your busy football day to hop on.
And I want to say thank you for your support over the years. And
Absolutely.
I appreciate you being a very positive factor along this journey and
Absolutely.
understanding where I was and just being there for me.
Absolutely.
It has meant the world to me. And every haircut, every style, you've rocked with me. You have rocked with me. So I love you for that, and I so appreciate you for it.
Oh, I love you too, and I appreciate you allowing me to take the journey, because you could have kept me out and shut me out a lot of it, and you didn't. She had a moment, she had a conversation, a thought, or feeling, she shared it with me. So I appreciate being on the journey. So we were able to talk about it. It's not like you're sitting here talking about something. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been on the journey.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna hop off. I don't see currently anyone watching. At the end of most of our lives, we do a giveaway, but we ain't doing one today. Maybe
it's the holidays.
It's the holidays.
We don't have to.
Yeah, maybe the next time we do when you do the game night, I will make it my point to prepare for a giveaway on that particular live. So if you're watching this live and you see me post we're doing a game night, hop on. At the end of it, you might be able to win a gift. So yeah, we're gonna end the live. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned always. Keep watching, and we will see you all. Do it with me next time. Can we harmonize better than that?
Okay.
I'm gonna go one more time.
You gonna go high? You go low?
Yeah, I'm gonna go high.
Okay.
So go monotone or low.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Keep watching. We'll see you all next time. That was pretty good. All right, let's end this live. I gotta go over here to end it, because it be doing the weirdest thing when I take that thing down.